Hi students, this is for 7th standard. Very good 7th standard children. You are following my instruction, you are completing the notes, you are doing the homework also. Very good. Keep it up. Okay. So in the last class, we have studied about the integers. Okay. So division of integers, multiplication of integers, how to solve and all we have learned. So I know it is difficult to follow the videos and write the notes and all. But we have to follow this, no other way, because the situation is like that. So we have to adjust with the situation. So we have to follow the government rules. Okay. Now the second lesson in your portion is fractions and decimals. You are all familiar with the two words also, fractions and decimals. So, fractions and decimals. So, in the 6th standard, you have learnt about addition and subtraction of fractions and decimals in detail. How to add, how to subtract the fraction with the same denominator and with the different denominators, how to compare the fractions and all. Now, first we learn about the fractions. Fractions, the basic concept about the fractions. You are all familiar. If I ask what is fraction, definitely you will give the answer. Fraction is a part of a whole. From 4th standard you are learning about that. So fraction is a part of a whole. So in general, fraction is nothing but what we can say, dividing equally. So fraction is nothing but dividing equally. So if I have one chocolate, if I divide this like this, is it two parts are there, first part, second part, is it equally divided? No. So we cannot consider this and this as a fraction part. Fraction is nothing but dividing equally means if I cut that same chocolate into two equal parts, how many parts are there? Two parts are there. Now we can say it is divided equally and this is one fraction part, this is one fraction. Each part is called as fraction. So each part is called as fraction, whatever it may be. If we divide it into two equal parts, three equal parts, four equal parts, how many parts we want? It may be number, it may be things also. Then we can call it as a fraction. So if I take this, if I divide it equally, then we can say it is divided equally and it is a fraction. This is fraction part, this is a fraction part. Understood? So fraction is a part of a whole means if we divide a whole thing into equal parts or if we cut the whole thing into equal parts. So that is called as, each part is called as fraction. Very important, very good example what we can give for fraction. You are all familiar with that pizza. Have you seen pizza? How it is divided? Divided into maybe 4 equal parts, maybe 6 equal parts. And the Cadbury's chocolate. There also many parts will be there. And each part is divided into equal portion. Each portion is one and the same. Okay. So that is about fraction. I am not going in deep. And I know, is it a fraction? Can we call it as a fraction? Yes. Because if nothing is there means one is there. It is a fraction. But if we write this, we can consider this as a whole number. And what is the form of writing the fraction? 2 by 3 or 2 divided by 3 or 2 upon 3. This is the way of reading the fraction. So this, what is 2 and what is 3? In brief I am telling, 2 is the numerator, 3 is denominator. You are all familiar with this. And in the fraction usually, if I cut it into 3 parts, because the denominator, what is the number, that many parts we have to make. That is the total number of parts. So denominator, total number of parts. Numerator, how many we shaded. Number of parts taken. From the total number of parts, how many parts are taken? Here 3, total 1, 2, 3 parts are there. Yeah, I have taken 2 parts outside. Means I have shaded parts. So 2 by 3 means 2 out of 3. 2 divided by 3. 2 upon 3. So 2 is a numerator, 3 is a denominator. This is a basic concept I am telling about the fraction. I am not going it in detail because you are all familiar with the fraction. How to write the fraction form, how to write the figure, how to shade the figure and all you have done. So in the exercise it's there, we will solve that. So now let us study about the types of fraction. Types of fractions. So how many types of fractions are there? You are all familiar with the proper fraction, improper fraction and mixed fraction. Proper fraction, improper fraction and mixed fraction. So what are proper fraction now? Then if the numerators are smaller than the denominator, we can call that fractions as proper. In the name only we can make out. That means we can make 2 parts out of 3, 1 part out of 2, 9 parts out of 10. That means numerators are lesser than the denominator. When we come to the improper, etc. So what we can explain that improper? The numerators are smaller than the denominator. Here you are having only 4 parts. How can you divide it into 5 parts? It is not possible. That's why it is improper. Proper allalli irodu improper. Numerators are less than denominators. And mixed, you are all familiar with that. The fractions which have a whole number and a proper fraction together. 2 by 10. So always that fraction what we are writing with that whole number should be proper. So we shouldn't write it as 4 by 2. It is wrong because always the fraction what we are writing with the whole number should be proper. So what is mixed fraction now? The fractions which have a whole number and a proper fraction together, we can call it as a mixed fraction. How to represent this? 2 by 3 means very easy to represent. 2 by 3. 5 by 4 is not possible to express. Just we have to remember that numerators are greater than the denominator. So how to express this? 2 1 by 4. In figures, 2 figures, very easy. So I told 2 is a whole number. That means 2 whole parts are there. No division of the 2 because it is a whole number, and the one more part is there. We have divided that 2 into 4 parts and 1 part is shaded. So 1 plus, this is whole 1, this is 1, 1 plus 1, 2. And if we had, what is this fraction part? 2 plus 1 by 4, that is 2, 1 by 4. This is the way of expressing the mixed fraction. So there are 3 types of fractions. Proper fractions, improper fractions and mixed fraction. Proper fractions means the fractions which have numerator lesser than the denominator. Improper fraction, the fractions which have the numerators greater than the denominator. Mixed fraction, the fractions which have a whole number and a proper fraction together. That type of fractions are called mixed fractions. And what is the next concept you have learnt about fraction? Do you remember that? Equivalent fraction. Do you remember? I used to give one example for this equivalent fraction. Do you remember that? Money example I used to give. One boy is the A is having 100 rupees, one note. B is having 50, all are having 100 rupees only, and he is having 2 notes of 50. C is having 20 plus 20 plus 20 rupees notes. How many he is having? 5 notes. And D 10. How many notes? 10 notes. Do you remember this? Okay. So here all are having 100 rupees only. All of them are having 100 rupees only. But what is the difference in amount they were having? A student is having only one note of 100, but the value is 100 only. B is having 50 rupees, two notes, but the value of that amount is not changed, is 100 only. C is having 25 notes, but the value of that amount is 100 only. So D is having 10 notes. The value of that amount is 100 only. If he is having 10 notes, that's why is it increased to 105 rupees and 110 rupees? No. So it is 100 only. So what we can conclude? Equivalent means having the same value. Having the same value. All are having same amount but in different form. Okay. So he may be having one note of 100, two notes of 50, 5 notes of 20, 10 notes of 10. But all are having 100 rupees only. But in different way, different form. So having the same value is the meaning of equivalent. Equivalent meaning is having the same value. When we come to the fraction, equivalent fraction, why we are not calling it as equal fraction? What is the difference between equal and equivalent fractions now? So if I write 2 by 4 is equal to 2 by 4, there is no change in the first fraction and the second fraction. Both numerator and denominators are one and the same. So equal fractions, these are equal fractions, but we are not calling it this. For example, if I write like this, 1 by 2 is equal to 2 by 4, these are not equal fractions, these are equivalent fractions. Why we can call it as an equivalent fraction? Why we can call it as an equivalent fraction? So both the fractions have the same value. If I divide this, 1 by 2 is equal to 2 by 4. 2 ones are 2 twos are. The value is same. The value doesn't change. If we see, we cannot make out both are same. If we simplify the fraction, if we divide both numerator and denominator by the same number, so we will get the same value. For example, one more I like that. 3 by 6 is equal to 9 by 18. I am telling 3 by 6 is equivalent to 9 by 18. Yes. If we see, suddenly we cannot make out both are equivalent. Bring it to the simplified form. 3 3s are 3 6s are. Yes, 3 by 6, 3 by 6. The answer what we got is 3 by 6. So we can say 3 by 6 and 9 by 18 are equivalent fraction. Now you came to know, I think, the difference between equivalent fraction and equal fraction. Equal fraction means both numerator and denominators are one and the same. But in equivalent fractions, we cannot make out. As we see the fractions, these are equivalent. We have to make that simplify. Simplification of fraction means we have to divide both numerator and denominator by the same number. So now how to find out the equivalent fractions? Next equivalent fraction means we have to multiply both numerator and denominator by the same number. Previous, that means simplification of the fraction means we have to divide the fraction by the same number. Both numerator and denominator by the same number. One example I will take now. 2 by 5. Find out the next 3 equivalent fraction. You are all familiar with this. From 4th standard you are writing this. So what you have to do? You have to go on multiplying it by 1 by 1. That means numerator also by 1. There is a condition in fraction. If you multiply numerator by 1, the denominator must be by 1. If you multiply numerator by 2, denominator also must be by 2. So the next fraction, what, from which number we have to multiply? 3 by 2. So 2 3s are 6, 5 3s are 15. So if I write all this together, 2 by 5, 4 by 10, 6 by 15, still we can write many. We can write multiply by 4 by 4 also, 6 by 5 by 5, 6 by 5. So I have up to 3, then 1, 2, 3, if you write, multiply, it's enough. So if you see these fractions, we cannot make out they are equivalent. Suddenly we cannot make out they are equivalent. By simplifying it, equivalent fractions of 2 by 5. So 2 2s are 2 5s are. 3 2s are 3 5s are. The value after dividing we will get the same. Understood? So that's why equivalent fractions are the fractions which have the same value. After dividing the fractions we will get the same value. This is next equivalent fraction. If I take the fraction like this. So 4 by 16. So I am taking 4 by 16. So what I want the fractions which are before this. There are some fractions which are present before this 4 by 16 also. Simplify. Bring it to simplest form. Lowest form. Lowest form. How to bring it? We have to divide both the fractions by the same number. Either you can start by 2 also or directly from 4. 4 ones are 4 4s. So 1 by 4 is the simplest form of. So if I take 5 by 25 divided by 5 by 5, 5 ones are 5 5. So 1 by 5 is the simplest form of. So 1 by 5 is the simplest form. After this we cannot simplify. So simplest form means we have to divide. We have to find out the next equivalent fraction means we have to multiply both numerator and denominator by the same number. So whether you want to multiply the numerator and denominator, we have to multiply by the same number. Whether you want to divide also, we have to divide by the same number. For example, 50 by 60. So I am dividing it by 10, 10 5s. I am dividing it by 3 means it is wrong. If I divide that by 10 means I have to divide this by 10 only. 10 5s are 10 6s. So that is a condition in fraction. If you divide it by numerator by one number, that we have to divide that denominator also by the same number. So understood now how to find out that these are all revision what I am giving. In the last year you have learned everything. In the 5th standard also I have learned how to find out the next equivalent fraction and how to find out the simplest form of the fraction. Then what is the next? Comparison of fractions. Comparison of fractions. That means which is smaller, which is bigger, we have to find out. There are also two types were there. When two types, when denominators are same and when numerators are same. When denominators are same, the second two types in that first one. The second one, when numerators are same. How to compare the fractions when numerators are same and when denominators are same. So now, how to compare the fraction when denominators are same? Just how we are comparing the numbers here also. 2 by 5, 9, simple number I will take, 3 by 5. 2 by 5, 3 by 5. How to compare? Either 2 by 5 is bigger or 3 by 5 is bigger. If I write it through figure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The total number of parts is 5 in both the fraction. Here only 2 parts are shaded, 3 parts are shaded. So which fraction has shaded more? 3 by 5. So 2 by 5 is less than 3 by 5. Obviously, when denominators are same, compare the numerator. When the numerator which is having the lesser value is lesser, the numerator which is having the greater value is greater. As usual comparison, when denominators are same, compare 2 and 3. 2 and 3. 2 obviously less than 3. Always compare the first fraction with the second fraction as you are comparing the numbers. Understood? One more example I will take. 6 by 10, 9 by 10. 16 by 10, 9 by 10. So, 16 by 10 is greater than 9 by, because denominators are same. 16 is greater than 9. So, 16 by 10 is greater than 9 by 10. So, by comparing the fractions with the same denominator, the fraction which is having the lesser numerator has a lesser value, greater numerator has a greater value. Okay. When numerators are same, 3 by 5, 3 by 6. If you write it in the figure. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many I shaded? 6. Here how many parts we have to make? 6, because in the denominator 6 are there. 6 is there. 3. So how many we have to shade? 3. So if I observe this, here only 2 parts are left out. Here 3 parts are left out. Then how to compare this one? Numerators are same. We cannot compare the numerator. We have to compare the denominator. Here if I take 5 and 6, obviously 5 is less than 6. If we take it in the number form. But we are taking in fraction form. 3 by 5 and 3 by 6. Here the number of parts unshaded is more. So, here the number of parts unshaded is less. So, 3 by 5 is greater than 3 by 6. So, when the numerators are, by comparing the fractions with the when the numerators are same, the fraction which is having the lesser denominator has the greater value, greater denominator has a lesser value. Ulta, it becomes ulta. So, when numerators are same, fraction having the greater numerator has a lesser value, lesser denominator has greater value. So, when numerators are same, 5 becomes greater than 6 when we compare in the fractions when numerators are same. One more example I will take. 25 by 50, 25 by 40. So, I will take it as 60 only, 40 only we take. So, just comparison. Here numerators are same. No need to compare the numerators, but to compare the denominators 50 and 40. Here when numerators are same, 50 becomes the lesser value, 40 becomes the more value. So, 25 50 is lesser than 25 by 40. Understood? So, when denominators are same, fraction which is having the lesser numerator has a lesser value, greater numerator has a greater value. When numerators are same, the fraction which is having the lesser denominator has a greater value, greater denominator has a lesser value. So, that is comparison of fraction. When both are different, what we have to do? For example, 2 by 5, 3 by 4. Here we cannot compare either numerator or denominator. One method I told you. Cross multiplying method. You remember that? Cross multiply. We can check the equivalent, verify the equivalent fraction also by using cross multiplication method. Always like this. First we have to multiply like this. 2 into 4. Next 3 into 5. 2 4s are 8. 3 5s are 15. So 8 is less than 15. We have multiplied like this. So 8 means 2 by 5 for this 8 we got 2 by 5 as a fraction. 2 by 5 by is less than 3 by 4. Okay, always we have to cross multiply. One more example I will take. Always we have to cross multiply the first numerator with the second denominator first. 5 by 6, 7 by 8. Cross multiply. Always like this first. 5 into 8, 6 into 7. So 5 into 8, 40. 7 6 are 42. Is that equal? Both are equal? No, 40 is less than 42. So 5 by 6, the first fraction is less than the second fraction. This is the way of finding the fractions when both the numerators and denominators are different. And one more thing I forgot to tell you, that verification of equivalent fraction. How to find out whether the two fractions given are equivalent or not. So if I take 2 by 4, 5 by 6, whether these two are equivalent or not, we have to find out. For that also cross multiplication method we have to use. As usual, 2 into 6, 5 into 4, 2 6 are 12, 5 4 are 20. So when both the products are different, we can say these two fractions are not equivalent. If I take 4 and 8, 4 by 8, check whether these two fractions are equal or not. As usual, cross multiply. 2 into 8, 4 into 4, 2 8s are 16, 4 4 are 16. When the products are same, then we can say yes, these 2 and 4, 2 by 4, 4 by 8 are equivalent fraction. Here the products are not same, so 2 by 4 and 5 by 6 are not equivalent fractions. Understood? And this is all the recalling of the last year's portion. Fraction, types of fraction, equivalent fraction, simplification of fraction, comparison of fraction, checking the equivalent fractions and all. Now, the next concept in the last year, addition of fractions. Addition of fractions. You are all familiar. So, if I add 2 by 3 plus 2 by 13, 3 by 13. So, here denominators are same. You know how to add the fraction. Write the denominator one time. Don't write 13 plus 13. That you have to keep in mind. Only one time we have to write. Then in the numerator we have to add, because denominator is same. No need to add the denominator, because we are adding the denominator same fractions. Equal denominator. So write it once only. Don't add the denominator. Keep in mind. Then add only the numerator. If it is like this, 1 by 10 plus 4 by 10 plus 6 by 10 plus 5 by 10. It may be 1 or 2 or more than 2 also. Next, how many tens are there? That many tens we have to write? No, only 1 10. That means denominators are common in all the fraction. Only we have to add the numerator. 16 by 10, and try to bring it to the simplified form. That means we have to divide both numerator and denominator by the same number. From 8 it goes 2 8s are 2 5s are. So 8 by 5. So 8 by 5 is the simplification, and again we can bring it to the mixed form also. Okay, now next, same subtraction. 10 by 15 minus 2 by 15. So when denominators are same, very easy to add and subtract. 15, 10 minus 2, 8 by 15. Okay, when denominators are same, addition and subtraction of the fractions are very easy. Write the denominator as it is and add the numerators, and if it is possible, bring the answer into the simplified form. And one more thing I forgot to tell you, we can convert improper into mixed and mixed to improper. How to convert? Convert improper to mixed. One thing I forgot to tell you, improper to mixed. Do you remember this? We have done this in the 6th standard. So what we have to do? We have to divide the numerator by the denominator. 4 1s are 4. 5 minus 4 1. How to write it in the mixed form? Quotient in the whole number place, denominator as it is, remainder in the numerator. One more example I will take. 3 by 7 by 4. Always improper. We can convert improper to mixed to improper. Okay? Proper, just we can bring it to the simplified form. So what we have to do? We have to divide the numerator by the denominator. 4 1s are 4. 7 minus 4, 3. So what is the quotient we got? 1. Write it in the whole number place. Write the denominator as it is and write the remainder in the numerator. Here we get confused. Always the quotient in the whole number place. Don't get confused. Write the denominator without thinking and write the remainder in the numerator. Now converting mixed to improper. 5, 2 by 6. It is a mixed form, mixed fraction. We have to bring it to the improper. What we have to do? We have to multiply the whole number and the denominator and add numerator to that. 5 6 30 plus 2, so 32. Many of you will write this much only. Is it a fraction? What we have to write? What is the denominator? That much we have to write. So multiply the whole number and a denominator, and to that product add numerator, and write the denominator same, whatever the denominator is there. This is conversion of improper to mixed and mixed to improper. Okay, now addition of fraction with different denominator. 2 plus 3 plus 3 by 5. 2 by 3 plus 3 by 5. Here denominators are not same. Either the numerator or the denominators are not same. So what we have to do? In the last year we had one more new concept we have learned. What is that? What is that? Do you remember that? What we have to find out? When denominators are not same, we have to find out what is this? LCM of the denominator. Yes or no? LCM we have to find out. So 3 ones are 5 as it is. 5 1. Up to complete division we have to. Because 3 ones are 5 is not possible to divide from 1. So 5 as it is, again divided by 5. So 3 into 5, 50 is the LCM method of finding the LCM. Do you remember? You are doing very well. All of you are doing very well. So practice again. So now why we have to take the LCM? To make the denominator equal. To equalize the denominator, we have to take the LCM. So now 2 by 3 into, what is the denominator we have to make it? 15. We have to equalize the denominator. That means we have to make the denominator equal to add. Because either numerators or denominators are not equal here. We have to make either numerator or denominators are equal. For you, denominator equalization is there. So find out the LCM of the given denominators. Only for the denominators you have to take the LCM. And now 15. 3 how much are 15? 3 5s are 15. In the first only I told, if you multiply the denominator by 5 means we have to multiply the numerator is also by 5. 2 5s are 10. Next, to get 15, 5 should be multiplied by 3. If denominator is multiplied by 3, numerator also by 3. Now 3 3s are now what the answer we got? 10 by 15 plus 9 by 15. Now we can add the denominator, fractions, because denominators we made equal 15. Now 10 plus 9. 19 by 15. Bring it to the mixed form because you have to learn 15 ones are 4 by, that means divide 15 ones are 15, 4. Quotient place, whole number place, remainder, numerator, denominator as it is. Okay. So if denominators are not same or not equal, we have to make them equal. How to make them? How to equalize the denominator? We have to make that equal by taking the LCM. That method of taking the LCM, the step of taking the LCM is not just to equalize the denominator. Now, subtraction of the fraction with different denominator. 3 by 4 minus 2 by 3. Here also, no numerators are common, no denominators are common. So, we have to take the LCM for 4 and 3. So, both the numbers are not possible to divide by a number. 3, they write the 4 as it is. Now, don't take 4, always we have to take the prime numbers. You know about the prime numbers. 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, like that. From that number only we have to find out the LCM. Next, 2. 2 2s are 4. Don't take 4 directly. Okay, we have to take the prime numbers only. 2 1s are. So, 3 into 2 into 2. So what is the LCM? 12 is LCM. Okay. Now find out make the denominator equal. What is the LCM we got? 12. And make the denominator equal for both the fraction. To make it 12, how much we should multiply? 4 3s are. Then 3 3s are 9. Again 3 4s are 2 4s are 8. Now here denominators are same. We can subtract very easily. That means 9 minus 8 by 12 is equal to 1 by 12. This is a method of finding the subtraction of fraction by taking LCM. When we have to take the LCM? When denominators are not same, unequal. If denominators are same, just add the numerator or just subtract the numerator. What is the sign given? Understood? So, when denominators are different, then only we have to take the LCM. What is the purpose of taking the LCM? To make the denominator equal, to equalize the denominator. So now, what is the homework? Homework. So tables as usual. 2 to 20, 2 times. Now, what you have to write? Add and subtract the fractions. First add. Now I'll give some problems. You have to do 3 by 5 plus 2 by 4. Okay. Second, 5 by 10 minus 2 by 5. So make it plus only, no problem. Third one, 2 by 7 plus 3 by 7. Fourth one, 2 by 3 plus 3 by 4 plus 1 by 2. It may be 3. The same method we have to apply. So understood? So this is just homework. In the homework, add and subtract the fractions, which is addition and subtraction. Subtraction I have not given only. Make it minus only. Okay, 5 by 10 minus 2. Add. This is addition. Add and subtract the following fractions. So you have to observe the sign and do the sum. So make it 2 only, no problem. 3 means you will get confused. So make it 2 only. Yes. So this much only I have to do. So tomorrow I will give the notes for the fractions lesson. So in this portion, in your 7th standard portion, multiplication and division of the fractions are there. Multiplication and divisions are very easy. No need to take the LCM and all in that. Only for addition and subtraction, when denominators are different, we have to take the LCM. In multiplication and division, no need to take the LCM. Just I will explain how to do, very easy. So now what you have to do, just take out the textbook of the 6th standard and go through the fraction lesson. If you have the notes also, just go through that and I will give the notes tomorrow. Afterwards we will continue the portion.